Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story, and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telew.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in the scene.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Bulan 2 sa Tolu FM, enapan 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM namban 2 in the story.
Go etabo ke bota kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM namban 2 Korbu.
Bula FM namban 2 Sawa. Bula FM namban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Namban 2 ng Bula FM member.
Bula FM namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau tali tak ada warung yang Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warung Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
FBC News tonight, Tonga national found with guns and ammunition out on bail. Investigation ordered into building structures in Nadi following decking collapse. And PM urges staff to step up service. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. A Tonga national who was alleged to have been found in possession of illegal firearms was released on bail by the Nadi Magistrates Court today. The 29-year-old arrived into the country yesterday when he was caught with 4 air guns and ammunition after he had tried to bribe a customs officer. Christopher Chand with this story.
These are the weapons that were confiscated yesterday morning. 2 automatic caliber guns, a pistol and a shotgun with close to 1,100 pellets. The military confirming them as arms and ammunition. Sonny David Bernard Blake arrived on a Fiji Airways flight from Los Angeles. It is alleged he offered a customs officer $40 not to search his suitcase. He then collected his luggage, went outside arrivals and got into a taxi to leave when the customs officer stopped him from escaping. Blake's belongings were searched and these arms and ammunition were found in his possession without any arms license. In court today, he was ordered to surrender his passport. A stop departure order has been issued against him and he is on a bail bond of $2,500. Magistrate Penin Dalituidama has deferred his plea to December 2nd, advising him that he will not be able to leave the country until the case is completed. The 29-year-old, who is a taxi driver in the United States of America, advised the court that he will be representing himself and would go to Laos for 7 days and return for the next court date. He faces 1 count of bribery and the 2nd count is for being in possession of arms and ammunition. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Lautoka Special Administrator Praveen Bala has been formally charged with 1 count of dangerous driving occasioning death. He appeared before Magistrate Penin Dalituidama this afternoon and was released on $1,500 bail. He will reappear in court on December 3rd. Bala is alleged to have caused the death of a pedestrian in the Tendamu accident last week. Bala was later admitted to the Lautoka hospital after he complained that he was unwell during questioning by police. At least 21 people have been confirmed with leptospirosis in Ba. The figure was revealed at a meeting of representatives of all government agencies serving in the district last night. Ba Advisory Council Chairman V.M. Pillay told FBC News those affected are believed to have consumed water from a private water source, which supplies drinking water to about 400 families. These are residents of Vatusui, the Nukuloa Back Road, part of Mbalivuto, Nadadi and Moto.
The lepto cases of 21 has been proved and dengue of 46 has been proved. As I would like to say that these cases can be treated, and if there are people who haven't visited hospitals, please do come. The treatment is there, the doctors are available, and do bear with the awareness that has been given by Ministry of Health. And now it is the iota is also safe, which is being delivered by WOF.
Authorities have delivered more water tanks to the affected communities while medical teams continue to examine those who have complained of possible symptoms of infectious illness. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama will be visiting Balivuto to meet with families on Friday. The Nandi Town Council has been ordered to investigate all building structures in the main town following an ugly incident on Friday night when a wooden deck collapsed, injuring several people. A special task force team will be set up to look into new concerns about the safety of buildings, considering the floods that have affected the jet-set town in recent years. Christopher Chand reports.
Investigation into the incident continues amidst alarming revelations that the building did not have an engineering certificate and that the restaurant owner did not have a business license.
There are certain factors that engineers are looking at and waiting for tests that should come back, and will so that we can pinpoint what was really the cause of the accident on Friday night.
This has sparked the need for a thorough review of all buildings in town. The district officer has called a stakeholders meeting next Tuesday to form a task force to look into these new concerns.
People sustaining injuries have been taken to Nandi Hospital, then transferred to Lotok Hospital. So that is where the concern is coming from. So maybe if we are not going to do anything now to look at all the infrastructure in place, there could be more people getting injured.
This move comes as an urgent measure to prevent any further disasters from happening.
Our really concern right now is the infrastructures that are in Nandi town at the moment. They're being infected because of the flooding in 2009, the two floods in 2012. And here we are not being able to check all this infrastructure.
Authorities are now waking up to the fact that buildings could be unsafe, but more importantly, knowing that people's lives can be at stake if proper checks are not done. FBC journalist Akosita Talei, who was injured during the incident, is still admitted at Lautoka Hospital. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has emphasized to his staff the importance of providing services to the people of Fiji. Bainimarama and his Permanent Secretary Colonel Pia Tikonduandua today hosted their staff to lunch at the Parliament complex at Nasese Suva to thank them for their work. Api Salome Doka was at the function.
The staff of the Prime Minister's office came out in numbers for the feast, and it was the opportune time for the head of government to remind them their work is not just about clocking in the morning and out in the afternoon.
What I'm saying is not just about 8 to 4:30 work. It's a 24-hour cycle. I understand that you need to go and have quality time with your family, and I insist that you have quality time with your family. But sometimes you need to stay back another half an hour just to complete the work that's on your table.
He reminded his staff the people of Fiji know what government has promised them, and it will be on them to do their part.
Work for government is about service. And we can come up with all the policies, the wonderful policies, for example, in the budget that we delivered in the last week. But if we can't implement those, then it's no good. But the fact of the matter is, because those policies have come out, the people that have listened and heard those policies depend on it.
Meanwhile, from next year, the staff of the Prime Minister's office will be wearing a poppy to remind them not only of Fiji's fallen heroes during the war, but also of their fellow colleagues who have passed on while on service.
There are also people that work for government in the public and private sector that have died in the course of duty, and we hope that we can remember them in those days, especially on the 11th of November. So, on the 11th of October, when I launched the Poppy Appeal, I expect a whole lot of us to be wearing the poppy.
The Prime Minister's office received one of the main awards at the 2013 Civil Service Excellence Awards. Api Salome Doka, FBC News.
Calls have been made for more attention to issues that affect women and children in the Pacific. The chair of the Committee of Representatives of Government and Administrations, told delegates this morning of the importance of governments investing in women, children and young people. Tessie Lambourne, who is also a permanent secretary in the Kiribati government, says it's important that they be given the quality of life and education they deserve.
The Secretariat has not been able to reach all of the children and the women through of course, the governments of the countries. There is still much to do.
Lambourne says women make immense contributions to their families and the communities they live in. Still to come on FBC News, digitisation of archive materials complete.
It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nondo bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na radio Fiji One Singatoka mbole ni station ni Alumatu.
Ando talita ka bale una borro na radio Fiji One station ni Alumatu e Lautoka.
Ando talita ka bale una borro na radio Fiji One e Mandi na station ni Alumatu.
Au tuko korbo ando borro mo leve na station ni Alumatu na radio Fiji One. Do borro na radio Fiji One na station ni Alumatu na mandoi tele.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. The digitization of archived audio-visual materials kept in Fiji's national archives is complete. In 2010, the government began the process of restoring and digitizing archive materials. Chanel Sivan tells us more.
95% of the historical films, some of which predate to Fiji's independence period, has been cleaned and converted to digital format. The other 5% has not been recovered.
By the end of November, we expect it to be back here on the server, and then we'll be able to start to go through that film and catalogue it and start to get it out to the public. We thought we would probably get about 70% of the collection restored. Luckily, we have about 95%.
2,500 units have been restored.
And they're pieces of film that we have not seen in Fiji ever. I think from the day they were taken, you know, they date back to 1948, I think is the oldest.
These will be distributed to the public.
So there's important footage there that the school children would be very interested in. I would like to have a 6-month museum set up where we have those films rolling. If we didn't rescue this collection now, it would have been lost forever. We could have lost parts of our history.
Australian company Damsmart worked with the government in restoring the audio-visual materials. Close to $1 million was spent on this project. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Fiji National Provident Fund is about to complete its major reforms. Chief Executive Aisake Taito says the improvements are to stabilize the institution as it goes forward to enhance service delivery. Shireen Lata reports.
The improvement of the information technology systems was the major project on the reforms list, which FNPF managed to accomplish.
The FNPF exists for our members, so our mission is twofold. One is to ensure that the funds remain sustainable in the short, medium and long term, and two is to deliver excellent service for our members.
Some of the key changes include improvement in governance and collection, refocus on retirement through preservation of funds, pension to be provided on sustainable basis, governance and supervision, and members given the choice of provider at retirement. Taito says this is not the end.
It's just the rehabilitations of our non-performing project. For instance, like Natandola, GPH, which is going to open early next year. And of course the MOMI, which just started, and the actual constructions will start the first quarter of next year.
He says the public can expect more improved service delivery.
The next is in terms of opening up some of our new branches. Well, not branches, but bringing services closer to our members. For instance, the opening of Lautoka new office, and that will be right in the heart of Lautoka City.
Reforms were deemed necessary to ensure sustainability of the fund. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
The outgoing Director General of the Secretariat of the Pacific Community is considering going into politics when his term ends next year. Dr. Jimmy Rogers, who is from the Solomon Islands, feels he owes a lot to his motherland.
After 17 years of doing regional work, Dr. Jimmy Rogers has plans to become a politician.
That's not out of question.
The outgoing DG, whose last day with the SPC is 22nd January 2014, is already receiving some interest for his intellectual.
If ever you need to work for the government of Niue, we will welcome you most sincerely.
Maybe we can counter-offer Niue's proposition to you.
In this case, it's not about money for me. It is more about how can I contribute to development.
Dr. Rogers feels indebted to his motherland and wants to give her something in return.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I won't be where I am if my country did not invest in me in the first instance.
Member states are hoping Dr. Rogers will continue to share his expertise in the future development of the Pacific.
We would not like to say farewell to you as yet. The time will come when that will have to be called for.
What can I say? True to form, the Director General, although medically he is an anesthesist, he never put us to sleep in the 6 years he was Director General.
The meeting of the Committee of Representatives of Governments and Administrations continues tomorrow. Mikolonga, FBC News.
Sports time now, and Jamie, what do you have for us?
Coming up tonight, USA Falcons not only here to compete at the Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens, they will also be scouting for new talent. And rugby's Suva Oldies raising awareness on cancer with a twist. Find out more after the break.
Pato Bahay, Bame Radio Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो फीजी 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2, मसूरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
टावा में रेडियो फीजी 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो फीजी 2 रॉक।
रेडियो फीजी 2 आई लव यू।
Gold on Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे। मिर्ची FM is hot.
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks in record.
Nandi का #1 station है Mirchi FM.
Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग मिर्ची FM रोज सुनता है।
मिर्ची FM जागो मामा।
Bring your A game to the Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens. That's the message Maestro Waisile Serevi is putting across to all players competing in the three-day tournament. The stage is set for a buffet of raw talent to be spotted by Fiji coach Ben Ryan, and the organizers are excited about what day one tomorrow has to offer. Elena McDonald has more.
Everyone's literally counting down the hours to the start of the Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens.
9:15 tomorrow morning we'll have the unveiling not only Ben Gollings but Billy Satala on the Rugby Town Walk of Fame, and also tonight we've got our cocktail event which will be a great soiree.
Singatoka Town will be rocking over the next 3 days, witnessing the best that local Sevens rugby has to offer.
Fijians, you know, be it here in Singatoka or the four corners of the islands, they all understand Sevens rugby, and they all understand what a high quality event it is when they look through the pools and they see the calibre of the teams. You know, even this morning they're talking about this is the cream, the cream of the crop. These are the best teams not only of Fiji but also around the Asia Pacific area.
And while players get all the on-field action, there's lots more for eager fans to look forward to as well.
Thursday is free for everyone, so take advantage of it. You know, the pool play tomorrow is going to be fantastic. Come and cheer for your team and get a taste of it. Rub shoulders with the legends of the game, be it Srevi, Gollings or even Sir Gordon, and just get amongst it. You know, these are going to be 3 magical days. The weather's come good at the right time, and Lawanga Park's looking an absolute treat.
16 men's and 6 women's games are scheduled for day one. And by the looks of things, it's perfect weather, Perfect conditions for some excellent sevens rugby in Fiji. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Fierce rugby is expected once the women's competition kicks off at the Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens in Singatoka tomorrow. 12 teams will battle it out in 4 pools of 3. However, for touring teams like the USA Falcons, who will play under the name of the Serevi Selects, a win would be a bonus. They're using the Fiji Tour as a chance to scout new reps. Elena McDonald reports.
Meet the Serevi Selects women ruggers from the United States. What some may lack in experience, others make up for in their World Cup outings over the years.
This is a younger team. We've got some players who are full-time contracted at the Olympic Training Center in California, and then we've got some players who are coming in from their club teams all over the United States. And so it's a young team, it's a developmental team. We're trying to see what we can do and see who the next big stars for USA Rugby are going to be.
And getting the best for USA also means roping in athletes from other sports like women's tackle football.
We had a crossover athlete camp, just trying other athletes to try out the sport, and since I hadn't grown up with rugby, it was my first time playing, and I really came to enjoy it. Got invited back, and now I'm full.
Today was about promoting rugby to students around Suva. Tomorrow, though, it's boots on, game on at Lawanga Park.
I know that they have a lot of skills, and just growing up with the game, obviously they have a very big knowledge base and just have a lot of fun. So it'll be fun. And also I'd like to thank the U.S. Embassy for supporting our visit out here. It's been completely amazing. I'm from a tiny town in Kansas, so there's nothing like this there. So I really appreciate it.
Women's rugby is the fastest growing sport in the world. With the teams lined up this weekend, some prime sevens action is guaranteed. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
The Suva Oldies rugby team has organized a fundraising drive with a unique twist to help in the fight against men's cancers. Players will be growing their beards this month as part of the Balls and Beards Action and Awareness campaign. Some notable players have raised their hands to be part of the cause, as well as the Oldies tournament later in the month.
As part of our club's activities and our objectives to keep people healthy and active, we also want to raise some funds and work with the Fiji Cancer Society to hopefully next year set up some sort of sustainable screening and testing process so that men who are of mature age can possibly be detected. If we can just detect one person for prostate cancer, for example, early, we can avoid those horrible statistics in Fiji.
The Oldies rugby tournament is scheduled to be held on the 30th of this month at the Cathedral Secondary School grounds in Nasese. The Vodafone Fiji Mbati's quarter-final clash against Samoa next Monday is shaping up to be a thriller. Though sparks always fly whenever the island neighbors collide, both teams may be weakened by the absence of key players due to disciplinary issues. Samoa will miss forwards Lisan Amau and Suasau Sue, who are serving one-match suspensions for dangerous play. Hardworking Mbati forward Corbin Sims was handed a 2-match suspension on Sunday for a lifting tackle in their loss to England. Yet Mbati coach Rick Stone is pleased with the effort being put in by players to lift their game.
We know our effort's been great. We're not disappointed with our effort. We're really proud of our boys' effort. We know our execution and our defensive reads and kicking game and a few other things need to improve. And we're working as hard as we can on those sort of things. We can only do as much as we can, and absolute effort is all we can ask from the players, and that's what we're getting at the moment. Morale's good. Boys are keen for a big week of training. Had a couple of days off after the England game and ready to recharge and jump back into it tomorrow.
The Vodafone Fiji Mbati will face Samoa in the quarter-final on Monday. Finally, in sports tonight, Fiji's best ever golfer Vijay Singh has thrown his support behind the Fiji International to be played at Natandolo Bay for the first time in 2014. Speaking to the media ahead of competing in the Talisker Masters in Melbourne, Singh said he's been part of the discussions about the event and hopes it will have many benefits for his home country. He said the PGA has talked to him about it for a while and he is still trying to figure out the dates of it. Singh will tee off in the first round of the Talisker Masters tomorrow. A 58-time winner around the world, he's one of the most experienced and successful players in the Royal Melbourne field. That's your sports for tonight. Good evening.
The America Fiji Business Council has commended the government for creating a budget which focuses mostly on education and building a smarter Fiji. In an open forum this week, the president of the council, Rajeshwar Singh, said while the government focuses on education, they also need to interact with the business sector to increase economic activity.
It's a good budget. It's an awesome budget. As I had actually pointed out in my closing remarks, that government has embarked on something that has never happened here previously. It's an education revolution. So much money is being allocated. It's great. We are working now towards a very smarter future for our people. And we're very proud to be part of these things.
Attorney General Aisaid Qayyum told the members of the council to have confidence in investing in Fiji in light of the ongoing tax breaks for them. The Coral Coast Sevens is almost upon us, so hopefully there's some sunshine on your map, Jen.
According to our map here, we did get some sun today over here in the western side. I'm sure it's about to come up. There it is. So fingers crossed, this bodes well for the weekend. We also had some sun in Suva this morning before it got a bit cloudy in the afternoon. 29 degrees in Suva and Savasava today, the lowest on the chart. 32 in Nandi and Ba, the highest for the day. Looking at tomorrow's conditions, we'll get some showers over Vanua Levu, Lao and the Lomai BT group, as well as the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, it's highly likely there'll be thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon or evening. In short, if you don't live in Suva and it looks like rain, take your umbrella. If you do live in Suva and it doesn't look like rain, take your umbrella anyway. A big thanks to Shandip Kumar of Nandi for this evening's photo. I love the hibiscus. Take care and we'll catch up again tomorrow.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Our top stories once again, Tonga national found with guns and ammunition at Nandi Airport out on bail. Investigation ordered into building structures in Nandi following decking collapse, and Prime Minister urges staff to step up their service. Now on to our poll question this week. We ask, are you pleased with the 2014 national budget? To answer, visit www.fbc.com.fj. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's news for tonight. See you again tomorrow.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Televu.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in the scene.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singataka loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.